Yeah, I'm back again. It's Prince from Prince's podcast, and today we're gonna discuss love. I think love is the most beautiful thing ever, and some people can't really understand it. That's why they try to destroy it and mess with it. I think the hardest thing to keep in the world today is like a relationship, any form. With family, with a partner. It's difficult, especially with friends, because I've realized the more friends you have, the harder it is to keep it real in your life because you always got to put up a front. You always got to be somebody that you're not for your friends, But when you meet friends that make you keep it real, that don't want you to get in trouble and do stupid things, now those are real friends and they're very rare and hard to find. But that is real love. When somebody really loves you, though, they don't want you to do anything wrong or get out of line or pretend to be who you're not. But if you got the wrong kind of friends, you'll get in debt, you'll get in trouble, you'll go in jail, always be fighting with everybody. You know. So let's talk about love now. That's how friends show each other that they love each other by keeping each other out of trouble, giving each other real advice, and want to see you happy. But bad friends, they'll pretend they love you in front of you and then talk bad about you. You know. Until the day you find out and approach them, then they'll make up stories and say, no, it's not me, it's somebody else, it's the other friend. Just like in family, the same thing happens. If you have family that's not real, they don't talk to you, they talk about you, you know. But I think that's the problem with people today. Family should be real. Whenever you step out of line, they should tell you, not talk about you. Like, don't do this. Stay away from whoever, you know. Keep it real with you. That's true love. And when you go through bad times, they shouldn't talk about you going through bad times unless if they're looking for help for you. They should help you. Family should be the first go-to when you're going through stuff. But these days, you can't because they became something or some other people that you just don't know anymore. You know. And as a as a as a parent, I think that you should love your kids no matter what, with everything you have and everything that you don't. You should protect them, take care of them no matter what. Parenting is not what it used to be, especially with this day and age of gadgets and stuff. Kids are going to jail, kids are getting addicted to drugs, kids are getting pregnant. It's not the world that we know anymore, because we just don't care as much as we did. We just don't love them as much as we did, and that's a very bad thing. We should always keep contact with our kids, always spend time with our kids, whether they like it or not. They might not like it, but when they grow up, they'll remember and appreciate that. And if you don't, your kids become some kind of monster because they want attention. They suffer from daddy or mommy issues. And you don't want that for your kids because they end up doing all sorts of bad things. They end up being on the internet naked or sleeping with older people or just becoming straight up criminals and getting addicted to drugs just because you didn't love them enough and didn't give them attention. I don't care how busy you are, what's going on in your life. Just spend a bit of time with your kids. No matter what, you gotta fight for your kids like crazy with everything you have and everything that you don't, even if you gotta go to court or whatever. Spend time with your kids because when you grow old, nobody's gonna care for you or love you as much, and nobody can take care of you as much with that kind of love and attention that you're gonna need. Because there's the irony in it. When your kids are young, you take care of them, and then when you grow old, they take care of you. You know, it's karma. So always be there for your kids. Always take care of your kids no matter what. Just be that person for your kids. And then when it comes to relationships, like people that are just getting to know each other to a point where they want to get married and spend their life together, those people should just be careful who they keep around them. If you keep the wrong family around you, always want you to fight with your partner and not be fine with your partner. Always causing problems. Stay away from them. They're not the type of family that you should have around. Even with friends. If friends always cause problems in your relationship, keep away from them. That's why some people say if you're married, you gotta have married friends, so you can talk about marriage problems. Because if not, if you're married and you always with your single friends that want to go out and get women and get drunk all night, they don't understand what you're going through. They don't understand your sacrifice. Only you do, and you cannot convey it or break it down to them till they understand it. You know what I mean? Because if you're not in a situation, you won't understand it. If however you've never been to jail, it's hard for you to understand what it's like. So when people say, don't do this, you might go to jail, you're like, jail is nothing. It's nothing. I can do it. I'll be back in a month or whatever. But you get what I'm saying, right? So if you're not married, then how are you gonna discuss married problems with an unmarried person? Because they'll always give you the worst advice. And my wife is giving me problems. Leave her. Why do you need to be married anyway? That's why I'm not married. You know. So you should get advice from people that are going through what you're going through. For example, in my life, as a person who was in a relationship, I used to get advice from friends and family, but it wasn't. It in the long run, it didn't make sense because my friends were single. The family that I was asking advice from were single people, which is very stupid because these people cannot be or stay in a relationship. That's why they're single. Now they're gonna give you advice to stay in a relationship. I doubt that's gonna work. You know, I want to take advice from people that is proven. You've been in a relationship for 10, 20 years, and I'm in this relationship for 10 months. Tell me how to stay in that relationship. You know, what's your trick? What's the magic trick? What's your formula? Tell me how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanna like stay in a relationship, be with like people. If you wanna stay in your marriage, be with like people that are like you that are going what you're going through. I will do what you do, you know? And it's always better to ask advice from people that are much older. Because even though times have changed, but the situations have not, you know? Now, I'm also gonna touch a bit on relationships with like people that you don't know, people of different races and all of that. You know, somebody said you cannot teach love because it comes naturally. Like when a baby is born, he showed love, he gets carried, he gets played with, he gets fed, and all of that. Those are the basic signs of love. So a baby knows love from birth, you know, and you cannot like be born with hate. You're taught hate. That's why the stuff like racism and all of that, because you are taught that people of color are this, white people are that, you know, women are this, guys are that. So you have things like men are trash. That's why guys call men bitches and hoes and all of that, you know. So the words like that would turn into something bad. For example, nigga from the Spanish word negra, which just means dark, you know, has turned into something else. Now you call them brown people black because they're darker. They're just other people. We're all different, you know. But love is love. There's nothing better. There's nothing bigger. If we can learn to love each other more, we can achieve so much more. But as long as there's segregation and reasons to hate each other, as a race, we're going nowhere. We're going to end up killing each other, you know? Which is just sad. Because we're all having the same problems. We suffer from the same diseases. All people can die from AIDS. All people can die from cancer and all of that. You know, so when we use stuff like segregation and all of that, the powers that be, like the governments, they laugh at us and be like, these people are so stupid. We're going to take advantage of them, you know? And just create these situations where they hate each other, want to kill each other, so that we can keep a firm hand over them. Because without being ruled, then these people won't do anything. And then if ever people rule themselves, then the governments won't get any money, you know? Because if you remember, like in the beginning with tax. Now, how tax started was that a royal family needed a bit of money, so they asked like the citizens to pitch in, you know, and they did. And then every now and then it became a thing until it was affirmed that yes, you got to start paying this every month, and that's how tax came into being. Which is very unfair because the people were just helping. They didn't realize it's gonna be like a punishment, which is sad because even now you could be helping somebody today and tomorrow they turn it into an everyday thing. You know, which is really it takes the flavor out of it. It's no longer a favor, it's something else now. It's a punishment. And you don't want that. You know. So as a people, we gotta work harder, love each other more, protect each other more, and show that we need each other more. Otherwise, the powers that be are gonna keep taking advantage of us, yo. Because you have to remember, they're not picky. They're not saying, "Oh, we we punishing only black people, or only Indian people, only Chinese people, or only white people." Everybody's suffering the same punishment. For example, tax evasion is a serious thing in America. It's like it's illegal to become rich. As soon as they get a bit of money, they get slapped with a tax evasion and they go to jail, which is very sad and painful. I mean, you could be from a struggling person and one day you make it, you become rich. As soon as you think you're the man, they slap you with that tax evasion, which is very strange because I thought the IRS could actually go into your bank account and take whatever they needed. So if they can do that and you have that kind of money and can afford to, why don't they just put you to court and say, okay, fine, pay for this, whatever, whatever, rather than go to jail? Because it's really unfair. Or give you a chance to pay that, or give you at least a chance to file for bankruptcy. You know, some people do that. Oh, wait, I think it's a real problem what America's doing to its people. They'll never do that to the super rich. No, 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 no. Just the kind of rich people. And they wait for you to be broke, to start having problems. Then they slap you with all that, and they put you in jail. Now you have to remember, it's not just white people, it's not just black people, it's all people. So unless we unite against these governments, we'll always be in trouble. But for that unity, there has to be love. We all have to love each other enough to do that. So I don't know. As humanity, I think we got a long way to go, a very long way to go. So for today, I think I'll just cut it here. It's your boy Prince. Keep it real. Love you always. It's been real. Peace.